Well, hello. I'm Matt. Welcome to the good life. I do a little radio show from my backyard in the hills of Encino. I'm a lucky guy. In fact, I'd say luckier than most. I have lots of friends that I like to call stars. Hey, in fact, there's one now. You probably know Ryan Stiles, Drew Carey show. Whose line is it anyway? Black Hawk Down?
I wasn't in Black Hawk Down, Matt. That wasn't me, okay? What are you doing here?
The gate was actually open. I thought I'd take a little jacuzzi-roo.
I got company coming over, okay? People that matter, okay? Get up, go.
Bubbles feel so good,
Look,
Ryan.
Matt, you know what? You gotta stop doing this, okay? I can't be coming home with the wife and kids and you're in my tub, okay? Just get out.
I'm not wearing nothing.
Doohickey, you know, the doohickey that rolls.
Hi, this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time!
Imitated radio station in the nation.
I'm through with standing in line for some fun to begin, but I found a good thing leaving me with a grin. It's time for Outlaw Radio to begin.
You have the great Billy Gibbons here? Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yes, he's just passed out. Yeah. Hey, that didn't sound too bad. Huh?
Had to lighten them up loud. Oh, man. We're here with Matt. Oh, yeah. Had to lighten up. Oh, little Outlaw Radio. We're here with Matt.
And he's not fat.
We got all his guys and girls in the house. Let me tell you, that's where it's at. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Allen. Pass me a gallon.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to it. Happy Father's Day weekend to all you daddies out there. Fellow dads. I'm afraid my in-laws are coming over this weekend. My in-laws are mimes. They do unspeakable things whenever they visit. You know, you probably agree with me. Those people who knock on your door, don't you hate them? The ones that say you need to get saved or you'll burn. Stupid firemen. My nephew is now at the age where he's curious about the human body. Guess I'll have to hide it somewhere else now. In lieu of substantial content. Yeah, my ex-wife was furious at her next-door neighbor who sunbathed topless in her backyard. Yeah. Well, personally, I'm on the fence. Hold on. I'm going to do this until you like it.
Best seat in the house.
My ex-wife gave birth, and after thanking the doctor, I don't know if I ever shared this with you. I pulled him aside and sheepishly asked, "How soon do you think we'll be able to have sex?"
Oh!
He winked at me and said, "I'm off duty in 10 minutes. Meet me in the car park." See, that's what... See, I'm inferring that the wife had the baby.
Right.
And that I... Right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Have you ever considered that having sex in an elevator is wrong on so many levels? If you just...
Actually, okay, you can stop. I like that one.
If you just...
Actually, I would leave it at that, because that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, but see, and that's the story of my life. I go too far. I go past the sale.
I think you should change wrong to right.
I always go past the sale.
Don't oversell. You can talk yourself right out of a sale.
So I have a stoner friend of mine.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, he used my daily agenda notebook to roll up a joint. he's now high on my list of priorities.
Hey.
So that would be the
Right.
guy that smokes marijuana. I don't.
You should have stopped.
I never
Nice
have.
point.
And finally, a woman is on trial for beating her husband to death with his guitar collection. Yeah, the judge said first offender. She says no. First a Gibson, then a Fender.
Hey!
You see?
That's what
That's
happens.
guitar stuff there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I appreciate that stuff.
All right. Well, I guess what happened, instead of Magic Match Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, on X, and the greatest radio stations in the nation, you're watching the Cato Kalin podcast all of a sudden.
Oh,
Wouldn't you expect those lines to come out of Cato?
Yeah.
All righty.
I like his stuff on Instagram.
I'm a big fan of the K-Train, as we like to call him. Some of us do.
He's a good man.
Our favorite fathers, my friends. We're going to pay homage to our favorite celebrity fathers today by having a little conversation with the great Ronnie Schell, perhaps Tony Orlando, maybe Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods,
It's always exciting.
Robert Hayes. Yeah, my list of celebrity friends have dwindled down to about 4 now because they all die on me. And in honor of Father's Day weekend, I would like to introduce to you one of my favorite guys. And I thought of him yesterday because he liked one of my Facebook posts. We've always been of like minds when it comes to our sense of humor. He was an engineer at my radio station. I didn't own it, but I was on the air afternoon drive in Houston at KRBE, and what a fun time that was.
If you would have owned it, would you have fired yourself?
Well, why wait around? Just cut out the middleman. But this guy, I love him dearly, and, we don't talk but once every 5 to 10 years. Craig Bradley, my friend, happy Father's Day to you.
Hello, Matt. How are you today?
I love this guy. I'm going to play a little snippet, and you tell me the movie from which this comes. Okay, Craig? Listen carefully, and here we go.
Hey, Chick, Johnny, come on. I've been waiting for you. Come on inside. I didn't know you guys were here. Chick, how you doing? Here comes the bride. Here comes the bride. I got an important meeting inside. No phone calls, no interruptions. I don't want to be disturbed.
What if you get a phone call?
No phone calls. I got an important meeting inside. No interruptions. No nothing.
Yes, Mr. Dismas.
Hey, Pasquale! Hey, Pasquale!
And that's his secretary who doesn't even know his name. And, hey, Mark C.G. Boyer, don't you see that as sort of a takeoff from the Monty Python and Holy Grail?
Yes.
The guard scene, right? Yeah, just play that little snippet again where you can hear. And I know that they completely lifted it from that, and I loved it for that. Go ahead.
Hey, Chick, Johnny, come on. I've been waiting for you.
Right.
Come on inside. I didn't know you guys were here. Chick, how you doing? Here comes the bride. Here comes the bride. I got an important meeting inside. No phone calls, no interruptions. I don't want to be disturbed.
What if you get a phone call?
Okay, stop. I love that. This is one of the funniest, worst movies in the history of cinema.
I know it.
Craig Bradley, what is it?
No, I'm sorry. That's a great movie. That is going berserk.
I'm sorry.
Salvador D. Pasquale.
See, Craig Bradley and my own. How did we end up watching that damn thing in Houston, Texas, Father's Day, man?
I don't know. We were just at your house one night, and it came on, and we started watching it. I must have watched it 15 times.
No, see, how
great.
It is a great movie. You know what? I myself guessed it, too. I knew right away.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I couldn't find the pivotal scene.
Decorum.
Yeah.
Decorum. Say, that's a big word coming out of Little Mouse head. Decorum.
See, that's our favorite scene, the decorum scene.
Decorum again.
When John Candy is talking about, I want to do a song about, and he talks about his penis, but he uses the other word.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's about this long, and it's and so he's talking to the priest at that time. The priest says, "How about a little decorum?" And so John Candy then grabs his face and sort of
By the cheeks
and says, "Decorum, decorum."
Say it again.
Oh, that's a big word from that little mouth. Oh, I love that movie. It is.
Again.
I got to tell you, it really is one of the worst movies of all time, but that contains some of the funniest scenes. And John Candy at his best. And I think that was sort of a bonding moment for Craig Bradley, who was one of the engineers at KRB in Houston, and my little brother, Michael. You know, he and I don't talk anymore. Did you know that, Craig?
You need to call him.
He doesn't know. He won't respond. I'm his Matt's other brother, Marty. And I'm telling you, I've tried.
Hey, Marty.
Craig, hey, how you doing? I've reached out several times. And, you know, he's a talented musician and all that.
He's nuts.
Well, a little bit.
He's
so
nuts.
he turned into Howard Hughes, and I mean, he just locked himself down and lives in Ranchos Palos Verdes, gorgeous place by the beach, but just locked himself in. And he's well kept by his wife. And
you remember how close we were, right, Craig? I mean, he was, I took him everywhere. I took him to New York. I took him to Houston. I took him to L.A. I took his wallet. Maybe that's why he's pissed. No, I didn't.
Maybe that's why.
I did.
That'd be why I'd be upset.
Yeah, but I took him everywhere, and this man, you know, back then in those days in the mid '80s, I was sort of apolitical. I guess I was still on the verge of being a conservative, because I do believe, and as I do today, that people should do for themselves and not blame their problems on other people. And I think Craig Bradley, you and I are on the same page there, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, if you step in it, say it.
Yeah, I see. That's Craig. Hey, Craig, what neck of the woods are you? We have a lot of listeners in the Midwest, a lot of great viewers as well, and some in Texas and upstate New York. What part of the country are we speaking to the great Craig Bradley today?
I am in southern Illinois, a little town called Karnak. Like, you know, the great Karnak, like the Carthy.
Of course. Now,
Karnak, Illinois. It's population 400.
Oh, it's
salute.
Yeah, no kidding. So you're out of the bullet fire. You're out of the harm's way in your little town.
Well, you know, I mean, we do have the crazy.
Yeah, but you're not in Chicago, the South Side, where every weekend there are myriad shootings.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Last night when I talked to you, remember, they were shooting fireworks off. So I thought it was shotguns. You know, we get shotguns.
Oh, it could be shotguns.
Yeah. Well, in a small town, though, I mean, you hope not.
Well, no, but man, in a small town, more.
It's pretty quiet.
Yeah, I mean, you're hoping you have that little oasis, you know, far enough away from Chicago. By the way, Chicago, always one of my fave cities, but I haven't visited since the massive shootings have arisen. Do you ever visit Chicago, Craig Bradley?
I was in Chicago last week at a meeting, but I'm glad I'm back down here in the southern end of the state now. It's too far north for me.
Any truth to the rumor? Because I believe this was a text from your wife. Okay, I'm reading it now. So she said that my husband wears a flak jacket when she visits Chicago. Is that any truth to that?
Well, thank God for gun control.
That's about right, but you know, after I drink some tequila, I'm 10 foot tall and bulletproof.
That's my Craig Bradley, man.
Invincible.
Oh yeah, a little liquid courage. I love you dearly. How many children are you a father to here on this Father's Day weekend?
I've got 3 boys.
Nicely done, man.
Shane, he's 34.
Wow.
He works construction.
Yeah.
Ryan, he's 26. Just got married Thanksgiving. He's a Border Patrol agent in Del Rio, Texas.
God bless him. God bless him.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, he's 11. And Ethan, he's 16. He's going to be a senior in high school this year.
That's nicely done, man. I got to tell you something, and I'm just venturing a guess here, because this man and we don't talk politics, but something tells me you didn't raise 3 woke pansy liberals, did you, Craig?
Well, you know, I brought them up to be, you know, to think for their own.
Yeah.
And you know, right now they're good kids. They're definitely good kids.
And this man, Craig Bradley, he's now retired, but was a professor in a university. What does that tell you? But yet, so he's one of the handful in higher learning and academia that is not a woke tard. Do you feel sort of special because of that, or do you just know that you're on the right side of history?
Well, I taught and teach astronomy and computers.
Right.
So that's never been in my purview. I just deal with people and telescopes and the sun and the stars and the moon and all those things. The rest of that stuff, that's for the other people in other disciplines, not in mine.
You know, though, that even though what you say is true, that many of those professors who should not be spouting out their personal political views do, and you probably knew some of them. Did you not, Craig?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's all part of being in school.
Yeah.
Can you give us names?
The only thing I like to push on students, is the fact that they need to be able to learn how to think. You got to think for yourself.
Nice, man. I love that. Hey, and by the way, for those of you naysayers out there who love to say, well, Matt, you don't have any friends who are of the black persuasion. This is one of them. Craig Bradley happens to be a black man, but I've never seen. Oh, I've always seen color. He's always been a black man, but this man knows that racial prejudice in his mind and in my mind, we don't acknowledge that, and it doesn't exist. Correct?
Not with us, no. I mean, I've known you for oh my gosh, 39 years. And that's never been an issue.
39. Is that how long we've known each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty damn frightening.
Just think, 39 years ago, next month, we were at Live Aid together.
Oh, my God, I forgot about that. That's right. And, they offered me the trip to London to watch Queen up there on stage.
Wow. You missed out, man.
No. But what happened was, at that time, I thought, oh, man, that's a long flight. And, even though I'd flown a bunch of times, I didn't want to be on a plane that long. And so they said, okay, so we'll do a live broadcast from Live Aid in Philadelphia. And Craig, this is. I have a great memory, but it's short. So I'm so glad you were there. I wish I remembered that you were there in Philly. Did we have a cheesesteak?
I think we did.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so.
But man, that's one of the most legendary.
We were there, Mart.
That Queen event. I mean, with them alone, that was the most legendary Queen performance ever.
Well,
yeah,
Mark,
they did it really well on the movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they did. And we witnessed it. We were there at Live Aid. There were only two venues, and there was the Philadelphia venue, and of course the one in London, England.
Yep.
And man, those were a good time. I don't remember. Did I have a good time, Craig?
Well, when we got on the bus that night at the Philadelphia bus station and went to Atlantic City at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Hold on a second.
With the ladies on the bus that talk like this, too much whiskey and cigarettes.
Hold on. Did we?
I was scared. I was scared to death.
Craig.
We went to Atlantic City and played baccarat.
See, these are things, gun to my head, I could not have told you this happened, but when you mentioned baccarat, I know beyond it. Well, first of all, Craig Bradley ain't no liar. Secondly, you mentioned baccarat, I know that's me because that was my game. Did I win, Craig? Because I don't even remember heading to Atlantic City.
I know.
But Craig, whose idea was it? I bet you it was Matt.
Of course it was my idea.
Yeah.
It wasn't my idea.
Yeah. Did you do any gambling or no?
I did. I lost most all my money. Then I won it back. Then I stopped playing.
Oh, that's good. See, always a pragmatist. This man's always a smart guy. And do you recall, did I win at baccarat?
You did. Remember the pay the bank guy?
Yeah.
Pay the bank.
Oh, yeah, okay. See, it sort of comes back to me now. Pay the bank. Was he Asian?
The bank. He was.
Yeah, see, they're usually the majority of folks that play baccarat in casinos are Asian, and they have those little scorecards that they fill in, bank player, trying to keep track of was it bank, was it player, and it's a French game called chemin de fer, and aka baccarat, and it's the game where you have the best chance of winning in any casino. But this whole keeping score and the scorecard is a fallacy. It's a big crock of crap because it doesn't matter. The cards really have no memory. They have no memory. You know, it's like dice have no memory. Cards will have a memory if indeed you're playing blackjack and they're dealing from a shoe. Now I'm getting way. This is becoming really boring to those who don't play. Yeah, they're not gamblers. But I got to tell you something. I adore this man. I love this man, a man who has been in my life for many, many years. And, you know, those who have been around me for 20, 30 years, they probably feel as though they know me. But you, my friend, you do know me. You know who I am, and you know that, having no idea that we would eventually be doing a show that certainly leans right, and more than ever today, and I'm not even going to ask you who you're going to vote for, but being a smart guy as you are, and the fact that we have a decrepit old mummy in the office who is not even running things, he's like a marionette, and they're pulling his strings. Are you sort of on my page here, Craig Bradley? See, I'm trying to find some info from you here.
Well, I'm catching what you're throwing, but as far as who, I'm just gonna kind of wait and see.
Yeah, you mean until until it won't be Biden, it'll be someone else in there against Trump? Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Both these guys are 20 years older than I am, so you know.
Yeah.
I know how I feel at 60.
Well, you're going on a cruise. I heard that he's on the verge of an Alaskan cruise with his lovely wife.
This is my retirement party.
Yeah, and by the way, I love this. So, newly retired, and I hear nothing but great things about these Alaskan cruises. And I'm not a cruise guy, but if indeed I were, I would probably do that Alaska thing because and this time of year, that's when to do it, you know, when it's not cold.
I'm not either because cruise, it rhymes with the flus. And if one person gets a flu on that boat, you're all sick and you're dead.
Okay, first of all, Marty, it doesn't rhyme with flu.
It kind of did. I made it happen.
Yeah.
I know I stretched it, but I made it happen.
Listen, I'll tell you from a very experienced cruiser.
Oh, you hold on a second. I wonder what Tattoo Dave, our producer, means by that.
I have been on.
I don't want to
can't count how many, but Jamaica, Mediterranean, Bahamas. I've been a lot of places.
Right.
And I would rather. I'll be on a cruise than anywhere else.
Oh, you would? Okay. Yeah, it's just not my thing.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
See, I love being on
It's just a city. It's a moving city on the ocean.
Yeah.
There's everything to do.
Yeah.
There's ocean days. Then there's stops and
you know me. I'm a simple guy. Plant me in a little bar, the Silver Dollar Saloon in northern Nevada, up there in Virginia City. I'm a happy guy. Smoking a stogie, talking to the locals, trying to get into a little trouble. I'm a happy man.
There's a bar / casino on the boat.
There's lots of bars, and I bet you can even play baccarat on this ship.
Yeah. Okay, you're not talking me into it, but I will tell you that, it's more of a question. It's not a statement. You've been married to the same woman since the inception of your marriage? This ain't like your second marriage, Craig?
Oh, no. We've been married 30 years.
I knew that.
6 months and 15 days.
See that? I knew that because I know what this man, his pedigree, I know what he's made of. You're one of the good guys, and God bless you, and happy Father's Day to my buddy Craig Bradley, who reminded me that he was there in Philly with me, and that's before I had any idea that I would be heading back to Philly to do a morning radio show. P.S. Craig, not a good idea. I was told by a talk show host friend of mine on one of the big stations in Philly. When I told him that I was offered a gig there, he said, "Matt, don't." And I said, "What do you mean? It's a lot of money." He said, "You'll hate it." And I said, "Why will I hate it?" As he put it, he said, "You're either from Philadelphia or you're not."
No, that's right.
Right? I mean, it's
like New York.
Yeah.
Or Houston.
Yeah. Craig Bradley, you, my friend, do my heart good. Happy Father's Day. Long life. Love your family. And I
love you, brother.
I love you, man. I love this man. God bless you. All right, we have some famous fathers on the way, including Tony Orlando, Ronnie Schell, and others on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Thank you for spending time with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Outlaw Radio. The staccato hoofbeats of a golden palomino, carrying a man who fights wherever justice needs a champion. Magic Matt Allen.
Yeah. Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back, my friendlies. Big Dog Abroad Chasing, Matt to Say Casting, Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, on X. Let's just call it Twitter. I don't think anyone's going to succumb to this X moniker. Twitter and the finest radio stations in the world. Happy Father's Day weekend from us to you. Where else would it come from? Our favorite fathers, including Tony Orlando, one of my favorite second dads. Since my dad won't talk to me, he got back to my, responded to my email from yesterday, about an hour before the show, and he said, it sounded like a good idea. I said, here's what you do. You bring over I didn't even mention trumpet. I said saxophone, clarinet, and flute. And flutophone. I said flutophone, if you have that handy. Come over, and we'll celebrate Father's Day. I don't know if I mentioned the Father's Day part. He said, the email was, Matt, if I had a little more time to work it out or whatever. But, he didn't say he wouldn't come on with us via telephone, but he didn't say he would. So it wasn't like Mom and Mother's Day when she just said, no, I'm not coming on. So maybe Papa, a.k.a. Our father figure, Dad, may be coming on with us. But Tony Orlando, for sure, my second daddy. And do you know that Tony is certainly old enough to be my father?
Of course.
Yeah, Tony. He turned 80 years old, Tony Orlando. He's up there with my father, age-wise. I don't believe I mentioned this. I meant to a couple weeks ago. I wanted to tell you that when Whoopi Goldberg's looks go, she is finished. All right. Oh, and here's the other thing. On Facebook, my personal Facebook, which is MATTALAN, Matt Allen. That's how you can find the personal Facebook.
Mark, if you mess with that cord one more time,
what are you guys doing?
I can't hear anything, just zero, because my jack over here is hammered. Mark's got the best thing going on in the house. He never has a problem with his.
Well, that's because Mark brings his own headphones over.
No, when he starts messing with things, then he messes with mine.
I didn't even see him mess with anything. Like, what the hell? It's always something. It's always something.
Where's the engineer?
Yeah, I got your engineer. I'll tell you what, we were just on the phone with the engineer. We need his ass over here, but that's a long trip from the Midwest over here.
Bad jack, man.
To Southern California.
Can you hear now, Marty?
What? No, it's not you. It's nobody. It's the jack itself.
Well, then why? But how is this interesting to the listener?
So I'll hold it.
Okay, and then, or we'll find you another pair of headphones.
Not the headphones.
Okay.
Oh my God!
But you said
Ratchet, can somebody?
You said it was the.
I want my cigarette.
You said it was the jack.
It's the jack going into the headphone mixing box.
All right.
Oh.
Happy Father's Day, everybody.
I have an engineer I can bring in. I told you.
So this picture was sent me by, speaking of the Midwest and speaking of Chicago, a friend of mine from Chicago, and it was me in the studio at KISS FM here in Los Angeles with the Go-Go's, of all people, the illustrious Go-Go's, and he sent it to me because it listed Jane Fonda was in the picture, the Go-Go's were in the picture. I was at the top of the picture, the first one listed. I learned that from Milton Berle years ago. He said, Matt, you want to be first in the lineup, so your name is first. I was listed as unspecified man. All the Go-Go's had their Belinda Carlisle, who, by the way, had a really odd look on her face. Like she wasn't happy to be there.
Well, did you do your sideways head tilt?
No. I invented that.
That scares girls.
I created that years after. But I am listed as unspecified man, which is why John Thomas, which of course is a euphemism for, well, you know, if you're a Monty Python fan, then you know. He sent me that because he got a kick out of it. I loved it so much. I put it up there on my Facebook page, and I said, wow, after all these years in the biz, I will now be referred to as unspecified man.
You're like the masked comic.
I call you UM for short.
Yeah, I mean it's humbling, but I have no problem with it. Well, I do, I guess. It's like, you know, look at my. It was my show. That's why they're there. Anyway, it's humbling. I really don't have a problem.
Love those Go-Go's too, man.
Oh yeah. Well, my favorite Go-Go song. I bet you can't guess, and you don't win a prize. I bet you can't guess.
I don't know a lot of the titles to them, so but I kind of have a.
Well, how does it go? How does it go?
Well, it's not "We Got the Beat" because that's that's.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, how does it go?
I can't think of any.
Is it the one where they are They're saying it's okay for people to bitch on us, but we're us.
I'm not sure where he's at with
Isn't that a Devo song?
No.
What the hell?
they had one. Don't cry because they're they say mean things to you.
Is that Our Lips Are Sealed?
Our lips are sealed.
Well, by the way, I do love that song, but it's not my favorite Go-Go
No, I know
song.
what you're talking about, damn it, and I cannot...
I'll tell you the song. It's called Head Over Heels.
Yeah.
Because I love the funky piano in that song. It is the driving force.
It's well done.
Yeah, I love that thing. Okay, I promised this on our YouTube page and, of course, on our rumble.com. You cannot make this effing crap up. This just came down. Los Angeles City Council removes homophobic no U-turn signs.
What?
Okay, I'm glad you're listening because Mark's not a part of the show right now.
What?
Yeah. You cannot make, I'm telling you, we can't make this crap up, and we are in this cesspool known as Los Angeles, and the fact that we're still living here shows you what big dummies we are. Los Angeles City Council removed homophobic no U-turn signs. You know, the Babylon Bee could not have come up with this one, but it's reality. they're being replaced by the more gay-friendly parking in rear signs. Now, I made that up. Now, that's my little line. That's my thing. Not true. All that is left here is pure, naked farce. But this is real in the city of Los Angeles, and these idiot sticks on the LA City Council, I mean, the insanity that comes out of this LGBTQIA, EIEIO, and on this farm there was an LGBTQIA.
What's his name?
It's a cult. You know it's a cult.
Well, man, it's almost like the restroom thing on the job sites, on the construction job sites, where used to have a little caricature, a picture of like a woman, and you can obviously tell it's a woman wearing a skirt, and then a guy in jeans or something.
Of course.
Now, there's 3 different ones on there.
3.
There's one that's half skirt, half jeans. Am I right, Dave?
Yeah, we talked about this on my show that my producers had me cut half the dress off.
Yeah.
This is
on
sick.
all the bathrooms.
Yeah, this is sickness.
It would have been hard to do, Dave.
This came down. This came down this afternoon, and after seeing what the Los Angeles City Council just did to celebrate Pride, it's Pride Month. Another movie quote came to mind. This time it was Mugatu in the movie Zoolander shouting, "I feel like I'm taking crazy pills."
Yeah.
Because how on earth, my friends, can this be real? But it is. No U-turn signs are now deemed by the LA City Council homophobic. And yes, they are being serious. See, we on this program, including but not limited to Mark C.G. Boyer, my brother Marty, Tattoo Dave, our producer, we are not leftists. So I think I can speak for the 4 of us when I say it's tough to wrap our arms around this concept.
Well, yeah, it sounds like a bit.
It's not.
But you know what I can wrap my arms around is that now U-turns are legal.
Yeah, yes.
What are they going to put in its place?
Well, here's the thing.
Right.
A little historical context. In the neighborhood in question here, Silver Lake.
Uh-huh.
Now, Silver Lake, how do I describe Silver Lake?
Silver Lake is like
Dodger Stadium.
Right. And when I would say it's almost
very lefty, very woke area of
hipster
town.
kind of thing.
Yes, completely hipster.
Yeah.
The one thing it's got going for it is one of the greatest bars in the history of bars is right there on the verge of Silver Lake, the Tiki Tea.
Yeah.
Which is the greatest. By far, there is no bar that comes close to this one as far as tiki bars are concerned. The Tiki Tea is the one and only. Yeah. So that is the one positive. But Silver Lake, see, there used to be signs, labeled no cruising under the no U-turn signs in the late 1990s. So it seems pretty obvious that those signs were directed at deterring the gay community from the neighborhood back then, right? Doesn't that? Right? No cruising. Obviously, I'm being flippant here, but the city council took this seriously. If you go back to the 90s, these no cruising under the no U-turn signs, this is why they're deeming this a backlash against homosexuality. All those no cruising signs were taken down long ago, but no, that wasn't good enough. Not for the LGBTQIA community. Apparently, over the past 20 years, no U-turn signs became homophobic by association.
Man, when we were growing up,
it's just easier to mock this than to make sense of this nonsense.
Well, Matt, growing up, when we were growing up, like in Everett, Washington, north of Seattle.
Yeah.
there's a street called Colby Avenue.
Yeah.
And we used to harmlessly, hey, let's go cruise Colby.
It was
We'd
great.
Hop in our muscle cars.
My
and go
best
up and
buddy,
down the boulevard.
John and I, we were trying to pick up chicks every weekend.
Yeah,
man.
and that's that was our cruising Colby, you know. It's like, you know, but I never even thought of a gay thing or anything like that.
Yeah, my brother, not my brother, my buddy John's line, which never worked, was he'd roll down his window and he'd say, sit on my, and then put in the...
Cabeza.
Well, I'm not going to say it, and then he'd follow it by bitch, and that for some reason
it never worked.
No, the females never liked that so much. But given the fact that one of these people featured in this video, and there is a video of a man dressed as a woman who goes by the name Maebea, is the middle initial, girl, maybe a girl. You're not going to get any argument from us that these signs are certainly against our gay brethren. Los Angeles City Council members attended this debacle. They were there.
Sure.
And it's a good thing L.A. doesn't have any other pressing issues for the city council to be concerned about, except little stupid, idiotic crap like this. Welcome to L.A. And why did no one consider the legitimate traffic safety concerns that a no U-turn sign would address?
Yeah.
You know, as you pointed out, Dave, it's like, okay, I'll
do whatever I want.
Well, how are they going to reword that? It's impossible.
All bets are off, my friends. When we return, Bill Burr at UC Berkeley, the most woke university. Of course, I don't know. They're all pretty damn woke these days, so that's tough. Bill Burr says, effing hate liberals. Bill Burr. I had a conversation regarding Bill Burr before I even knew he said this last night with a buddy who is a father who we will pay homage to, a celebrity father, on this show in mere minutes. Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, on X. Let's just stick with, X, whatever you want to call it, and the finest radio stations in America.
Drunk brother with bad breath who's funny sometimes and other times you have no idea what he's talking about. Like a Facebook friend with a real bad attitude. Like that movie that you never wanted to see, but it's the only thing on. This is Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt Allen.
If you woke up today thinking to yourself, I wonder what that Tony Orlando is doing these days since he officially retired a couple months ago, we're going to answer that question. One of my favorite fathers in honor of Father's Day weekend, Tony Orlando on the show in mere minutes here on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, on YouTube, on Rumble, the finest radio stations throughout the country. One of the finest comedians, in my opinion. I had this conversation with a dude you may know, Robert Hayes, Captain Stryker from Airplane. It's turned into our regular Friday night
conversations.
drunk phone call.
And then Matt ends up giving the phone to me
with
because Ron
Bobby.
loves to talk.
Oh yeah, so I've had enough at some point, and so I'll say, my brother wants to talk to you, and then boom, I'll hand.
We get in a music conversation for an hour.
Yeah, I'll hand the phone off.
Yeah.
But I love Bobby. He'll be on with us today at some point as well. But he's the one who brought up Bill Burr, and I said, I love the guy. I love that guy. He is one of the funniest guys. And I don't give an ass which side he leans, but I think he's one of those guys, not unlike a Bill Maher, who is sort of seeing the light. Bill Burr reportedly told his audience at UC Berkeley, of all places, and he says the word, we can't, on terrestrial radio, I effing hate liberals, and called out the hypocrisy of left-wingers while on stage during his comedy show at UC Berkeley. Burr, who joked about verbally abusing his wife, the Israel-Hamas war, transgenderism, and President Joe Biden's his decline. And I guess it is sort of apparent, ain't it?
A little bit.
Also called out liberals specifically. I find this interesting because we're on the same page here. How many times have I mentioned the one sect of liberals that I dislike the most? Mark, do you know?
Gen Z.
Wrong. Okay, I just knew I went to the wrong guy for that one. But, Mark C.G. Boyer, God bless him. No, white liberals.
Yes.
I can't stand white liberals. And Bill Burr said the same damn thing. And this was a report by the San Francisco Chronicle. Burr said, I effing hate liberals. The King of Staten Island star. Is that a movie?
Yeah, it was with Pete Davidson. And
is it funny?
Yeah, it's
because Pete Davidson, I can't stand that guy.
Yeah, no, it's actually a drip. It's not.
It's not great.
No, it's depressing.
Well, he went on to joke about how white liberals will put Black Lives Matter signs on their windows, but never actually do anything beyond that. That's like if I told you. That's like if I told you my great grandmother in Germany had a "knock it off Nazi" sign.
He's funny.
Burr said this did not appear to explain what exactly a white liberal would need to do in order to tackle white supremacy in the United States after he made the reference to Nazis. Burr did, however, go on to warn his audience against people who label themselves empaths, which are also referred to as someone who virtue signal, something we don't do on this show. Why? Well, because we're not white, lefty, woke liberals. And we're barely white, by the way. If you run into a white person who says they're an empath, run the other way, Burr said, explaining that white self-proclaimed empaths are the type of people who like making other people's suffering about themselves. Yes! It's all about them. Look at me. Yes, but my life sucks. The Old Dad's actor. Is that a movie?
I don't know.
Okay, I guess Burr was in that. Also reportedly noted that his UC Berkeley audience was quick to laugh at his joke about Biden having dementia. Well, it's gotten so bad that you have a tough time distancing yourself from this. It's not the first time Burr has publicly lambasted liberals. Last year, and I forgot about this, how great a guy this Bill Burr is. He told Jimmy Kimmel, one of our faves, by the way, love that guy, that anti-Trump idiot liberals were making a martyr out of former President Trump by indicting him, which is going to cause the 45th president to come back. Liberals are so effing stupid the way that they handle Trump. Burr said this before telling Kimmel, you should shut up. He told Kimmel this, shut up about Trump.
Yeah. Good for him.
Great advice, smart advice. Did Kimmel take it? No.
Of course not.
No. But when we return, by the way, that would be a little cue for my lovely and talented
I was doing it.
Producer extraordinaire.
Wow.
I'm not certain I like it when he sings.
When he sings the out.
Still, that's Tattoo Dave. Oh, yeah, he's letting his colors fly.
I need some bourbon, obviously.
Yeah. Coming up, the great Tony Orlando. If you were wondering, scratching your noggin this morning, wonder what that Tony Orlando's up to. He was a pretty famous guy and had, how many hits in the 70s?
Just a couple.
Only all of them? So that and Trump VP contender gets a ringing endorsement from Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary. Who is that? I'll tell you next on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, on YouTube, on Rumble, on X, and the finest radio stations in America. Thank you for being there.
On the street, I was talking to a man. He said, so much yourself. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time! Outlaw Radio.
Hi, this is Sean Young on Outlaw Radio.
Hey, this is Shelley Berman on Outlaw Radio. Listen, come on, listen to me or listen to Matt. If you like being bored, it's great for you.
It's Robert Hayes. I'm here on Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt, a.k.a. The Weasel. We are here to drink. We're here to smoke. We're here to interrupt. You may drink. You may smoke. You may interrupt. But I'm here to...
Live from the Lighten Up Lounge, this is Tom DeLuise saying, this is Outlaw Radio.
Hi, this is Chuck Woolery at Lighten Up Lounge on Outlaw Radio. Lots of fun, guys. Be back 2 and 2.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to Outlaw Radio, where we smoke, we drink, and occasionally we bother people who look old and weak.
Hi, this is Rick Dees with Magic Matt, a.k.a. Mr. Cigar, in the Lighten Up Lounge. We drink, we smoke, we interrupt.
No, not the people get married.
Please, I'm in a hurry. Won't you straighten my tie? I'll get by. She was something else. She was she's gonna get married. She's got herself carried off by somebody new.
Here comes the money shot. This is what does it for me. Don't worry about me, Ma. I'll be alright. I'm stepping out now. I'm gonna boogie tonight. Dancing and singing love songs till the dawn's early light. I'm stepping out. We're gonna boogie to Tony Orlando. Here he comes now. Hey, Tony. Happy Father's Day, Tony.
And to you too, Matt.
Love this
guy. You know what really pisses me off about you, Matt?
Yeah, what's that?
Is that you sing that song better than me.
Yeah, okay.
Come on, Tony.
We ought to take you in the studio, and we ought to record that with you, honestly.
I just wonder how much success I could be the flip side of one of your new singles. That's an idea. You need to produce a new song. I'll be the flip side doing a remake of Steppin' Out. How's that sound?
I love it. Hey, listen, you always put me on the phone with your brother.
Yep.
Always say hello to my brother David.
How you doing?
Okay. Hey, David, how are you, bud?
I'm doing good. You sounded good, man.
Hey, wait, hold on. You were listening to the.
I was listening.
I mean, this would be the point where I say, don't make me sing. Don't make me sing. Don't make me sing. But I just love. I got to tell you, Dave, I love that song by your brother. That's one of my favorite songs of all time.
Well, me and David grew up, together in a house. I know David for he's my brother.
Is that right, Tony?
Wait a second. Let me just tell you what's happening, okay?
Yeah.
This is Matt's brother imitating your brother, me.
Tony, I do it because I love you.
Yeah. For some reason, Tony Orlando loves your impression of him.
It's actually pretty good.
You know why I love it so much?
Huh.
Because he tells the truth. That's exactly how I feel.
Oh, man. See this? It's a family affair on Father's Day, and you are my second dad, and my brother Mark just let me know that I guess Mom and Dad are watching and or listening to the show today. So I just wonder my dad, I wonder if he's punching the refrigerator right now saying that Tony Orlando is my second dad. It's like, well, yeah, but he didn't have to live with your mother. Oh, see that? I always throw myself under the bus. Always.
Out now. Just out.
Big time.
I love my mother. I love my mother. She always tells it like it is. And in fact, Tony Orlando knows my mom. Do you not?
I do.
Yeah. See?
And I love your mom.
Yeah.
Despite what your father says to to me.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God. Tony's getting it deeper.
Yeah, here we go.
What do we do now? We got problems.
Yeah, we got problems over here. Hey, Tony, newly retired Tony Orlando. It's only been maybe a couple months now. Are you regretting this decision to retire?
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, I haven't retired from the business. I've retired from traveling and road shows, but I'm still doing it. I got my radio show on WABC.
Right.
I try to copy you as best as I can. I do, and I end up sounding like your brother instead of you.
Yeah, well, I think that you would be, if you weren't working, if you weren't doing stuff, you would be bored stiff. You're a guy that has to, right? You have to be working constantly, don't you?
And here's what saves me, Matt. Here's what saves me. Is I have only God can retire me from working for veterans. So I go out and I'll continue to do shows to raise awareness and money for veterans causes till the day I die.
Beauty.
In fact, I just did one for Tribute to Valor, and it was a great experience to go out on stage again and perform. But that's what I do it for that reason, and do the radio show and hang out with you at night and hear you complain and smoke your cigars. It don't get better, Matt.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't get better than that. And your decision, I know you're an honest guy anyway. So when I ask you to be 100% honest, I know you will. Your move to Branson, Missouri, so many years ago, in your opinion, was that one of the smartest things you ever did, Tony Orlando?
Still is. To live here is even the smartest thing. Hey, look, you look at the crime in some of the cities I lived in. I was born and raised in New York. I lived for 30 years in Los Angeles. Did I not make the right decision?
Yeah. And look what went down. I'm sure you follow this, man, because you're a smart dude. Could you believe what went down in the Bronx with Donald Trump and the outpour of love for Trump from the Bronx? Would you expect that, Tony?
I did not expect it, to be honest with you. I didn't, but I was happy to see it.
Yeah.
I was happy to see that the country is getting, they're not going by what they see on any kind of network. They're deciding for themselves. And that, what you're seeing there is an inner decision. It's not a television decision. It's not a newsmaker decision. Right. It's a decision that's being made viscerally by the hearts of people. And, the people in the Bronx, one thing I can tell you, Matt, I'm born and raised in New York, and there's no BS that comes out of that city.
You got that right.
Especially the Bronx.
Yeah, you got that right. And, one of those misnomers, those who have never been to New York, they buy into this portrayal that they see in movies and television, this oh, go F yourself, and those who, I've been bellied up, if you can imagine, Tony Orlando, I have been bellied up to a dive bar on occasion, and somehow the conversation will switch around to the city of New York and how much I love it, and then someone who has no idea, they're talking out of their ass, and I'll say, oh yeah, but they're rude. And I say, you don't know New York, because I found all of New York, including Jersey, and of course all the boroughs and beautiful Long Island. I found these folks to be the most loyal, the most gorgeous, honest people. They would tell you if they liked you, and they'd tell you if they hated you, but you had a chance to win them over. And as a radio guy in New York City, afternoon drive at Z100, I went through this, where they would tell me, I didn't like that thing you did, or I love that thing you did, and I appreciated the honesty. When I came here to Southern California, Tony Orlando, it was a completely different vibe. Trying to elicit some opinion about something is the toughest thing here in L.A. I mean, you've lived in L.A. You know how this is.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about me. I'll give you a quick story about New York.
Please.
So my band in Branson, Missouri, are Missouri boys, or they're Southern boys, okay, made up of different nationalities, but basically none of them from New York. So when I would go to New York to do the Jerry Lewis Telethon and host it, they would say to me, their first trip, we're going to go to New York. I don't know if I can handle those people. Okay, so here's what happens.
Uh-huh.
We get off the plane,
and one of the guys in the band starts cursing, right?
Right.
And we're on a street corner, and a guy in New Yorker goes, hey, man, what's your language? There's ladies here.
Oh, see that? See that? That's New York. That is
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Hey, what's your language? There's a lady here. Then we go, this is the truth, I swear, Matt.
I believe
Then we go a little further, and the wives of my band members, they couldn't know their way around town, so they walked up to some guy on a corner, they go, do you know how to get to Broadway from here? And they would go, ma'am, it's just come up the, wait, let me just show you. You go up to the corner. Well, never mind. Just let me show you where it is. You make a right.
Right.
I'll take you to the corner, and you make the right. They came back, and they said, Tony, this guy went out of his way.
Yep.
He's eating a sandwich by a restaurant.
Yep.
He goes and walks us the block to show us where the subway is and make sure that we got there safely. That's the God's honest truth. So all these years later, the band would say to me, to other people, oh, we can't wait till we go to New York. Yeah. I'm telling you, we love it. And then they defend the New York way. It's really interesting. You're right. People have a different opinion than what it really is like there. It's so true.
That's because they will watch the movies and the TV shows and the media, and they don't get it. And some of the finest police officers in the universe are there in New York. And Tony Orlando, their hands are tied now. They can't do their job as they could when the greatest mayor, Giuliani, was in charge, right?
Well, not only can they not, but they're more in danger now than ever because they cannot.
Yeah.
So they hesitate, and by hesitating, it could be their life. How would you like to have a son becoming a police officer there?
No.
Or in a lot of places in this country. How would you like to be a wife, not knowing whether he's going to come home tonight? It's, people don't realize what they're facing out there, these guys. No different than a military guy facing battle. It's the same.
Well,
and they put themselves in jeopardy and they sacrifice themselves for all of us to be safe. Until this happens, Matt, then when someone gets in trouble, this is what they say. Thank God you came, officer. Oh, thank God you're here, officer.
Right.
Oh, God, I'm so forever grateful, officer. Thank you.
Yeah, until that happens, though, they're a big screaming woke tard who hates the cops. Yeah. But, man, if they need the cops, and I got to tell you, I found them, all these, and they're obviously not all Irish guys, because that's a stereotypical cop in New York, but it sort of fits the bill, and I just love these guys, man, because they would give you this.
Well, listen, if most of the guys are Irish, these are black Irish.
Yeah. We need change there, Tony. When is the last time that Tony Orlando, the man who hails from the great city of New York, when is the last time you were there?
Just a couple of weeks ago. As a matter of fact, when I was really honored by being inducted to the New Jersey Hall of Fame.
Nice, man.
I lived in New Jersey. I lived in New Jersey from when I was 14 years old up until the television show. So for my first 14 years of life, it was in New York, and then after that, New Jersey. And like you said earlier, it's all the same area. It's really the same place, know. But when I go back to New York, here's what happens to me when I go back to New York. I swear to you, Matt, this is the truth.
Right.
I get off the airplane, and a truck driver will see me come out of my taxi and say, I'm coming into the hotel. And he stops. Tony! Hey, Tony! Welcome back, man. Where you been? How's it going?
Yeah. Yep.
I swear to you.
I know.
It's like that. There's such a... You're right. They're so warm, and they don't get the right credit for it.
Yeah, and Tony, to your point, in Jerry Lewis, in my opinion, his finest moment, King of Comedy, that scene where he's walking down the street and he's being shouted at by folks saying, "Hey, Jerry, hey, man, what are you doing? How are you, buddy?" None of that was not scripted. They left that in because those are New Yorkers, and that really happened. And it was. I'll tell you what a brilliant thing to keep his name in the movie, Jerry. How smart was that, Tony?
Well, he was very proud of that movie. Jerry was. he was very proud of himself working in that film because he was able to be what he is, the king of comedy, but that he is. So there wasn't much Jerry couldn't do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted Jerry to be a dramatic actor, that was like no problem.
Yep.
You want him to tap dance, that's no problem. You want him to be a comedian, that's no problem. You want him to raise billions of dollars for people, that's no problem. I never met anybody like that in my life. I haven't before since ever, and I mean this, Matt, ever met anybody as eclectic as Jerry. Could Jerry put you in a place if you had it coming? Oh, yeah. Could he also be the first guy to cry for you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And many a time, yeah, I'll give you an example. I know you love Jerry.
Yeah.
And you know I did the telethon with him for 33 years.
Hell yeah.
And I remember one day he says to me, Tony, come on, we're going to Iowa. I said, what? Get on the plane. We're going to Iowa. I got to go see a kid who's not going to make it. Now, we're talking about August or July.
Oh, right.
We get on the plane, private plane. He goes there. He tells the hospital, I don't want press here. I don't want anybody to know I'm in town. I only want that young boy to know. We walk into the hospital room. This is the truth. I'm not kidding you. He sits down. He does all of his Jerry stuff, right, with the thing up his nose and the toothpicks in his mouth. And, hi, everybody. How are you? What are you doing here? It's good to see you, Tommy. Hey, Tommy, have you been watching me on television? He spends 2 hours with the kid, gives the kids a hug, gives the parents a hug, gets on the plane, and back to Las Vegas. No one even knew that he had a one-to-one.
God bless him, man. God bless him.
Okay, once again, Tony Orlando, to your point. I only know this because of my dearly departed friend who created the Magic Castle there on Franklin Avenue here in Hollywood, the private club, Milt Larson, who just passed away. My beloved buddy told me this about Jerry, because we would sit there and talk old Hollywood and showbiz, one of my favorite topics, for years, because all the good ones, Tony, all the good ones, with the exception of you, my friend, are gone. All of the good ones are gone. Because as you talk about the tap dancing, and you got to learn to dance and learn to sing and learn to do all of those things that the classic vaudeville performers would have to, they must learn that, right? Otherwise, they're not on stage. Well, I was told that Jerry Lewis, unbeknownst to the press, took care of Stan Laurel in Santa Monica of Laurel and Hardy fame for years. He took care of his apartment. He paid all his expenses. And because he was a hero of Jerry Lewis. And he didn't want any acclaim for this whatsoever.
Yeah, that's Jerry.
Yeah.
That really is Jerry. You have it right. And he did love Stan Laurel. And as a matter of fact, much of what became Martin and Lewis, in his eyes, in his genius brain, he was thinking Martin and Lewis or Laurel and Hardy.
Oh, yeah, right. Right.
Dean was the stable guy who was, the stable one, and Laurel was like, I couldn't get it. And Jerry was this kid character, childlike character, as was Stan Laurel.
Yeah, that is so gorgeous.
That team from Laurel and Hardy.
I'll tell you what, too, and a man that I only met once was Dean Martin, and in my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong here, Tony Orlando, but Dean Martin, in my opinion, the world's greatest straight man who ever graced the planet Earth.
Let me tell you something. I remember this. You'll love this. Do you remember when Dean came to meet Jerry at the telethon?
It is a moment that I watch once a year, as a matter of fact. And I, as a kid in Everett, Washington, I watched that live. And I have a tough time getting through this without shedding a tear. It is, yes, magical.
Well, let me tell you who the first act was to walk out to sing was me and the girls, Thelma and Joyce and I.
Is that right?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you how that happened. I'm standing in the hallway, and I didn't know that Frank and Dean were coming. And I'm standing in the hallway, ready to come on. It was like a hallway right behind the band, if you remember that band sitting behind Jerry.
Of course.
And I look down the hall, and I see Sinatra coming with Dean Martin.
Right.
And I go, holy mackerel.
No pressure.
Oh, my God. And they come by, and they go, hey, Frank. Hi, Dean. Hey, Tony. I go, are you going? And so I said, are you going? The door opens, and out they go.
Right.
Now I look up at the monitor. I'm in that hallway, and I'm watching what everybody watched, right? I couldn't believe. Now they're coming back. As they come back, after they leave, we're getting ready to go on, right? And I said, Dean, that was, like, beautiful. And he looks up and he goes, F him.
That's great.
So I write that story in the book. So I send the book to Jerry, and I'm thinking, oh, my God, he's going to get mad at me.
Yeah.
So I pick up the phone. I go, Jerry, did you see what I said about that moment that I never told you about when Dean came off? And he said, F him. And Jerry goes, yeah, I saw it. I said, well, are you mad at me? He goes, no, that was Dean's sense of humor.
Yeah, it's true. It is true.
He never saw it as a real thing. He saw it. And then, to close it off for you,
Yeah.
many years later, I've never told this story to anybody.
Please.
I'm sitting at Jerry's office, as I would do often at home in Vegas, and just talking. And all of a sudden, the seat next to me, which was empty, Jerry would start talking to Dean.
Wow.
And I look at him and I go, what are you doing? Shut up. I'm talking to Dean. Don't you see I'm talking to Dean? I said, Jerry,
wow.
Are you serious? He said, Tony, I talk to Dean every day. Now, I thought at first he was just goofing with me.
Yeah.
But the conversation he had was real.
Wow.
And so I went to his wife, Sam, and I said, Sam, he just talked to Dean, and there's nobody in that chair. She goes, he's convinced that Dean's in that chair every day.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
I just got chills, man.
Wow.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a true story, I swear to you.
Oh, man.
And if I called him on it, Matt, if I said, what are you doing? Stop that bullshit. Get out. Stop it.
Right.
He'd go, you really don't think I see him? That's your problem.
That's pretty.
That's heavy, man. That's heavy. Tony Orlando, one of the heavies in the music business for 120 years. With a gazillion hits. Happy Father's Day. He has
Happy Father's Day to one of the best people in radio. One of the guys that I try to emulate when I'm on the air. Could never do it. Along with you and Murray the K and Bruce Morris, Scott Shannon, all these guys taught me trying to be you guys. People don't realize, they really don't know what the art of being a broadcaster or being a radio person is. It is not easy. I fake it. I don't come close to you. And thank you for the lessons. And you're one of the greatest of all time.
Okay.
And happy Father's Day to you.
Hold on, Tony. I don't take compliments well, so I think of myself as more of a broad chaser, if you don't mind me saying.
That's okay.
Okay. And to your lovely children, your beautiful daughter, and your wonderful son. Do you have more than two, or those are the two that I'm aware of?
That's it. Those are my two prizes right there.
Yeah, and they are gorgeous, and if they were brought up by the great Tony Orlando, they are great people. Hey, Tony, thank you for doing the right thing for America. Thank you for supporting the vets. Thank you for being who you are, man. This is the great Tony Orlando.
Love you, dude.
God bless you, Tony.
Love you, bud.
Your family, your brother, and family.
Thank you, brother.
Who is it that answers your phone? I love that voice. Who is that?
That's Tattoo Dave.
That's Tattoo Dave.
God bless you, Tony.
Yeah.
God bless you guys.
There he is. Live a long life, man.
She was something else. She was now she's going to get married. She got herself carried off by somebody new. What can I do? Don't worry about me, Ma. I'll be alright. I'm stepping out. I'm gonna boogie tonight. Dancing and singing love songs till the songs are live. she's getting married today. But don't worry about me, Ma, I'll be alright. I'm stepping out, I'm gonna boogie tonight, dancing and singing love songs till the dawn's early light. Oh, I'm stepping out, Ma, I'm gonna boogie tonight. Warm and tender lips that lied and told me that she loved me. I'm just catching cold, Ma. These aren't tears in my eyes. So don't worry about me, Ma. I'll be alright. See, I'm stepping out. I'm gonna boogie tonight, dancing and singing love songs till the dawn's early light. Oh, I'm stepping out, Ma. I'm gonna boogie tonight, dancing and singing. Don't worry, I'll be alright. I'm stepping out tonight. No, I'm not upset. I'm not. Lots of people get married. Please, I'm in a hurry. Won't you straighten my tie? I'll get by. She was something else. She was. Now she's gonna get married. She's got herself carried off by somebody new. What can I do? Don't worry about me, Ma. I'll be alright. I'm stepping out. I'm gonna boogie tonight, dancing and singing love songs till the dawn's early light. Oh, I'm stepping out. I'm gonna boogie tonight. Yes, I must admit we did. We looked so good together. Thought it would last forever. But I'm a dreamer at heart. Dreams fall apart. Tell me where's my shoes, my groovy shoes. Enough about Diana. Oh, my sweet Diana. She's getting married today. But don't worry about me, Ma. I'll be alright. I'm stepping out. I'm gonna boogie tonight, dancing and singing love songs till the dawn's early light. Oh, I'm stepping out, Ma. I'm gonna boogie tonight. Warm and tender lips that lied and told me that she loved me. I'm just catching cold, Ma. These aren't tears in my eyes. So don't worry about me, Ma. I'll be alright. See, I'm stepping out. I'm gonna boogie tonight, dancing and singing love songs till the dawn's early light. Oh, I'm stepping out, Ma. I'm gonna boogie tonight, dancing and singing. Don't worry, I'll be alright. I'm stepping out tonight.
We stand for fun. We stand for great cigars. We stand for the perfect martini. And we stand for the American flag. We are Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt Allen.
Not his only claim to fame He was on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson 5 times. Killed. He killed. His name is Ronnie Schell. He was in the TV show Gomer Pyle. Everyone is dead from that show except Ronnie Schell. Happy Father's Day from your friends here at Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, and the greatest radio
Oh,
station.
Magic Matt, how are you?
Hey, my friend. Hey, Ronnie Schell. Happy Father's Day.
Well, it's not until tomorrow, but I'll accept it a day early.
Yes, well, it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day weekend, and you are the dad to two darling boys.
Two boys, two very handsome, heterosexual, alive boys.
Well, I'm glad you pointed that out,
Yeah,
Ron.
I'm certainly happy about that.
Well,
Yeah.
you never know.
Well, I don't know. Me thinks someone's protesting a little too much here, Ronnie.
And wait, Ronnie, you said they're good.
Quit protesting and come clean.
Okay. Yeah, and see, we were just on the phone with a buddy of yours, Tony Orlando. He is a friend, right? Or have you ever met the man? No.
No.
No. So wait.
I know who he is. What's he doing? Is he still in the business?
Well, he officially retired about 2 months ago.
touring.
But, yeah, from touring.
Yeah.
But he's writing a screenplay. You know, he's written some TV shows and so on. So, you know, if I put you two together, maybe he has a role for the great Ronnie Schell.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Okay. See?
I know you will, Ron.
Yeah. That is...
in fact, I'll be up in one of the states down south on the 23rd. I want you to come and see me. I can't think of the name of the state or the town.
Well, let's go with Tennessee. How about Tennessee? That's a nice
No,
state.
not Tennessee.
Okay. How about Kentucky?
No, keep going.
Okay.
How about Oklahoma?
Oklahoma, where the sun
No,
is.
not that far south. Not that far south.
Oh God, Ronnie's trying to pimp something here. He's trying to shop his product.
I know.
He doesn't even know what state he's in.
No, because he didn't come prepared this time. He doesn't have it in front of him because he does so many gigs that it's like, you know, it's a blur. It's a blur to Ronnie Schell.
Well, I have a little time in between these, and I forget sometimes the name of the venues that I'm going to be working at. But this is on the 23rd of this month.
Well,
and I know you want to be there, even though you don't know where it is, and neither do I.
Okay. Well, when we discover perhaps next week, I'll give you a little plug-a-roo.
Why don't you call me next week, and I'll have it down pat, and it's a King's something.
You know. Okay, you're
Kingsburg.
not. What? What?
Kingsford, like the charcoal. I think that's what he said.
Okay. All right, but we don't know for sure.
No, just show up there.
I'll know next Saturday.
Okay.
Is it Scottsburg?
Scottsburg?
That sounds good. What town is?
Oh God! Why are you doing this, Dave? Why you're just confusing
That sounds
things.
right.
You're good. Yeah, that sounds right.
Is it so like?
It is Scottsburg.
Oh God!
It is Scottsburg.
Oh.
I'm looking it up. Ronnie.
So what state is that then?
Scottsburg, Indiana.
Is it Indiana?
That's it.
Oh, God.
You're welcome. I'm going to be there for you whenever you need me, Ronnie.
That's not
You need to bring me with you.
I got to tell you, man. Tattoo Dave just spun the wheel and it landed on Scottsburg, for God's sakes.
That's where it's going to be.
Yeah.
Our researcher left the building, so I had to take. Now I'm wearing a bunch of shoes.
Well, Ronnie Schell, congratulations on your 93rd birthday. You are still younger than.
I'm not 93 yet.
Oh, you're not. I thought you were. Are you
I
sure?
was born December 23rd.
Okay, so your last birthday. See, I'm really smart. I'm going to show you how smart I was. So your last birthday, you turned 92.
Was that what it was?
Oh, see? Okay.
But he wasn't in Scottsburg.
Did I celebrate in Kingsburg, Indiana?
But you're still 2 years younger than the great Clint Eastwood. So you're a young man, Ronnie.
That's very true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, time matches on. It'll be my day one of these days, but anytime I just go from day to day.
Wow, I'm all of a sudden I'm becoming sad here. I've never heard.
But why do you have to be sad? You don't have to
You could be dead next week.
Oh, no. I'm planning on it, by the way. Yeah, I am. Yeah. Hey, Ronnie, I have a statement for you, and I'd like to know if the great Ronnie Schell, the comedic legend, agrees or disagrees.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, in my opinion, when Whoopi Goldberg's looks go, she's finished.
Would she what?
Okay, I'm going to do this again.
Get out of my behind. Get out of my vagina.
When Whoopi Goldberg's looks go, I think she's finished.
Get out of my behind.
Okay.
Get out of my vagina.
I think I agree with you, but when hasn't she looked old?
Well, I'm not even talking about age here.
That's not age.
No, it doesn't matter. She could be 20 and still be Whoopi Goldberg.
Hello.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
But God bless her, she's still around, and she's still looking that way.
Whatever you mean, like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? Yes, you're right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was. Hey, Ronnie Schell, I was talking to Tony Orlando, and the fact that you remember that pivotal Jerry Lewis telethon when old Blue Eyes Frank Sinatra brought Dean Martin to Jerry Lewis?
Yes, I remember.
It was a classic. Did you ever have the chance to work with Dean Martin, Ronnie Schell?
And that's the only two people that I didn't work with.
Oh, it's Frank and Dean?
Frank and Dean. I was always sort of apprehensive about it. But I have a wonderful story, which I think is hilarious and true, about the demise of
Dean?
Of one of the big stars. Can I tell it to you?
Yeah, please.
If you don't think this is funny, then I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, when Elvis Presley died, a comedian friend was in the dressing room working in Vegas with Engelbert Humperdinck. And when he died, they were in the dressing room, and Engelbert got up, went to the mirror, straightened his tie, and said, well, I guess it's up to me now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And
True story.
Sorry, I'm lighting my cigar.
Oh, I wish I had one.
Yeah, well, I always have one for you, Ronnie. When you
Can you send me one that I can be smoking next Saturday?
listen, I am not a mail order. I'm not like the Johnson Smith catalog.
Yes, you have two guys there, and your brother who never leaves his house.
Hey,
Yeah.
Ronnie, be careful, man.
Yeah.
It's true.
But, it's true. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
you're right.
I got to tell you, at 93 years old, still smoking the stogies, not unlike Milton Berle, who almost made it to 93.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
smoked his stogies until his last day. And
Well, the other thing is that George Burns smoked Roy Cans. Did you know that?
I know that he smoked cheap cigars with sort of a paper.
9 a day with the paper filling.
How old was
Roy
George when
Cans.
he died?
99.
99, yeah.
99. Yeah,
He should have quit smoking.
Yeah, that smoking killed him, didn't it?
I got to start
You
smoking
know,
more.
you know what his line was? What do your doctors say about that? And he said, they're all dead.
Yeah, they're all dead, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Ronnie, you're still getting together on Friday mornings.
Yes, I keep inviting you. You never show.
Well, only because it's 9 o'clock in the morning at Farmers Market there on Fairfax in Hollywood. And
That's right.
What is it about you old guys and early in the morning getting together? Right? What is so wrong with getting together at noon or 2 o'clock in the afternoon? What could be wrong?
What's wrong with it? We're back in bed sleeping.
Oh, is that? Do you do? Hey, Ronnie, do you do a lot of sleeping when you're not on the phone, entertaining us?
I did, but I don't anymore.
Oh, okay.
Because I know that's bad.
Oh, it's bad to. Oh, it's bad to sleep because you could pass away in your sleep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Where's this going?
No,
man?
it's we're realists.
Very morbid.
Yeah. Well, no.
Well, right.
Yeah.
I'm very tired. I think I'm going to hang up and take a nap.
Well, okay. Before you do that, Ronnie Schell, happy Father's Day.
Yes, happy Father's Day.
Do you?
Thank you.
Do you have, in your opinion, a favorite joke? Like the Ronnie Schell favorite joke of all time, one that you could sort of espouse and make us laugh here on this particular show?
Well, yeah, I have a couple.
Okay.
I have a couple. My favorite is not a dirty joke, so I don't know if you'll appreciate this.
Okay.
But it's in an insane asylum, and the guy in cell number 1, there's this guy, and he says, "You know something? Next week I'm going to conquer Russia. No one will be able to say that Julius Caesar rested on his laurels." And the guy himself said, "I hear you, buddy. And by the way, oh, wait a minute. Geez, have I spoiled a joke? Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Incidentally, I spoiled it. There is a punchline. I'll have it next Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Okay. Yeah.
How are you going to be here in Indiana at the same time?
Yeah.
No, I can call him. No, I think I got the punchline. He said yes. Here, you ready?
Yeah.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Next week, I'm going to conquer Russia. They won't be able to say that Julius Caesar rested on his laurels. And the guy in the next house said, "That's a good thing. And if I were you, and incidentally, I am."
Because they're in an insane asylum.
Correct.
Yes.
So these guys are nuts.
Yes.
All right.
Well, I'll give you a week to get it.
What?
And the crowd goes wild.
Did he say I'll give you a week to get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he have an orange head?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you my big orange head story at some point in the future. And I'm looking forward to a long, many, many more years and a future for the great Ronnie Schell, who is still, obviously, as we've established here in the last few minutes, making public appearances. Is this sort of an Andy Griffith get-together, your appearance, or what?
Yes, it's called Bayberry Kingsburg.
Okay, so, yeah, excellent. And that's where he'll be a week from today, I guess.
Yeah, the 23rd.
All right.
Memories of his decades-long career in the entertainment business.
I'd
Rarely
love
seen
you to
video
be there.
clips.
Yeah. What was that, Ronnie?
I'd love you to be there.
Okay, yeah, I would love to be there, but I'm afraid of the Midwest. No, you know I'm not. No, I'm not. Okay, I will. Hey, Ronnie.
Next Saturday.
Ronnie, listen, from my heart, happy Father's Day. We are both fathers. My brother is a father.
Love you, brother.
And
love you too.
I love our daddies, and especially those who are good dads. And
that's right.
Dave had a dad.
We left out, my friend.
Those are the only fathers that we're talking to today. Those who are good fathers and those who are good dads. Ronnie,
absolutely.
I love you, my friend.
I love you too.
All right.
I just have one question.
Oh yeah, question.
Who is this?
Oh, yeah, there he is. All right, we'll be this after back on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, on YouTube, on Rumble, on Twitter, and the finest radio stations
Next
in
Saturday.
the world.
Next Saturday.
There he
Love
is,
you.
Ronnie Schell. Love you, bud.
Love you, mean it.
Yeah. Okay.
is Outlaw Radio.
Oh yeah. Welcome back, my friends. Boy, it's been an illustrious little Father's Day homage today to the greatest fathers on the planet Earth, including but not limited to Tony Orlando and the great Ronnie Schell and Craig Bradley out of the Midwest in Illinois.
I like that Craig guy.
Oh, yeah, no, he's a good dude. We worked together in Houston, Texas, and one of the great dudes on the planet. Welcome to it, the show that brings on, listen, you miss a little, you miss a lot. This is where the stars come to play. Robert Hayes, Captain Stryker from the Airplane movies, will be with us. Another great dad, and he is. I'm not just fabricating this. No. These dads are great fathers to their sons and daughters.
And by the way, I mean, not only, his son Jake is, well, he can tell you, and I'm sure he will, but very talented kid.
Yeah.
And played with every musician you can think of, including Steve Lukather.
He was traveling with Toto.
Did you just say Lukather?
Yeah.
Well, but it's Lukather.
Well, whatever. Hey, this Amber Rose, I was not familiar with until I saw this clip. I had no idea who the hell this was.
Yeah, when she came out, I loved her, man. Hot.
She was an American model, a rapper, a television personality, and I guess what put her on the map was Young Jeezy's 2008 single "Put On." And that featured Kanye West. And the same year, she entered a heavily publicized 2-year romantic relationship with Kanye West, which led to her modeling for Louis Vuitton. But I had no idea who this was until I saw this clip, and I thought to myself, well, I still don't know who that is, but I love her articulation and the fact that she's going on record, not caring what Hollywood thinks. She's 40 years old. Who the hell is she married to? I think she's married to a real. She was married to Wiz Khalifa. That rapper dude. I don't know if they're still married. But she must. If she's married to a rich guy.
Yeah,
right off the bat.
Still says Wiz Khalifa.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So she doesn't have to worry about things, except, she's not worried about telling the truth. And I'm really digging this. So TMZ caught her, and please enjoy with me the words from this. She's a big old busted gal.
Short hair. She still has her short hair.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, very
she's
short.
Good-looking broad. I think she's a partially a black gal. Yeah. And has her act together as we will distill this down in this clip. Here we go.
A lot of people were shocked with your, endorsement of Donald Trump. I mean, you're all about women's rights issues. I mean, what was the reason for the big change?
Is Donald Trump not for women's rights issues?
I mean, I guess a lot of people
Pause.
are asking.
I love that. Is Donald Trump not for women's rights?
Right.
How beautiful is that?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you go, Amber. Go ahead.
Make America great again. That's for women too, right?
That's true. I mean,
okay. So there you go.
I know. Does him getting convicted change the way you view him?
Not at all.
Nope.
I mean, do you think it'll help his chances, getting reelected, or it'll hurt him?
I think it helps him more. I think it actually helps. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
I think people see the injustice and what happened.
Yep.
And they want to vote for him more than ever.
I
wanted to ask you, so it seems like a lot of celebrities are kind of voting for Trump now. I mean, why do you think people are kind of changing their way of
I think we just did our research, and we're just, we're not brainwashed anymore by the left. I can say that about myself. All these years I've been brainwashed. And
God bless her.
I'm not anymore.
So you think people are getting more educated about it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I mean, do you think Donald Trump would approve of the slut walk?
That's no longer. I haven't did the slut walk since 2018, so I think that could do something better for women than a slut walk. Okay. Although I was very passionate about the slut walk,
I loved it.
Donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to helping women get counseling for domestic violence and sexual assault and rape, and I'm still that person. I just don't think I need a slut walk for that.
I know. So what are you doing exactly now that you're?
I'm doing a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, I love her. Amber Rose doing the slut walk. And by the way, I've never seen the slut walk, so I don't know what that entails. But
it's probably good.
Any gal that does the slut walk and is behind Donald Trump, I'm in 100%. And we are in next with Robert Hayes, Captain Stryker from Airplane 1 and 2 on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, on Twitter, formerly X, and the greatest radio stations in the nation.
Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show out. Smoother than a fresh drop skipping. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Bitch, say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band bout that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch.
What's going on, peeps? Tattoo Dave here. Hope you're enjoying the show. We're having a great time. Hope you are as well. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. We really appreciate you listening, hanging with us, and doing what we do. We love it. We love you. Thank you to all you viewers on Rumble, on Twitter, or X, formerly Twitter, and YouTube, and all the great radio stations around the nation. We love you all. Thank you so much.
Let me tell y'all a little something. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. I said uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you sunset and flown it. If you freak dead and own it. Don't brag about it, come show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you sunset and flown it. Well, it's Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Stop. Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show out. Smoother than a fresh drop skipping. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Bitch, say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band bout that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch.
something. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. I said uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you sunset and flown it. If you freak dead and own it. Don't brag about it, come show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you sunset and flown it. Well, it's Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Stop. Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show out. Smoother than a fresh drop skipping. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot.
Doohickey, you know, the doohickey that rolls.
Hi, this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time!
The most imitated radio station in the nation.
I'm through with standing in line for some fun to begin, but I found a good thing leaving me with a grin. It's time for Outlaw Radio to begin.
You have the great Billy Gibbons here? Yeah.
It's very cool.
He just passed out. Hey, that didn't sound too bad. Huh?
At the Lightning Lounge.
Oh, man.
We're here with Matt.
Oh, yeah.
At the Lightning Lounge.
Oh, little Outlaw Radio.
We're here with Matt.
And he's not fat.
We got all these guys and girls in the house. Let me tell you, that's where it's at. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Allen. Pass me a gallon.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Welcome back. Have mercy. Welcome back to the big ferocious dog of broad chasing. We are sweating our asses off here today, man. Oh. I can't imagine when it's going to be 110. This is, I'll tell you what, the most mild summer so far. I mean, June, we're usually swimming in that pool in May, for God's sakes, and it's just gotten warm enough where we can get in there. And unfortunately, you know, that's the good news. The bad news is it's a cesspool. Day. I think that's a dad joke. Hey, Mart, I'm trying to do a show here. Mart, what are you doing?
Because Billy messed with the knobs right away.
Well, that's what he has to do. Billy Dilly, who happened to fight for our country, he's a Marine. And welcome to the show, old Billy Dilly. wearing his Trump 2024 hat, man, proudly. He knows which side of the aisle he happens to be. He's on the side of America, for God's sakes. Welcome to it. Welcome to the show. I have a question to ask the great Bobby Hayes, a.k.a. Robert Hayes, a.k.a. Captain Stryker from Airplane 1 and 2. And I know that our timing had to be perfect because he was picking up his lovely spousal equivalent from the airport, who has been doing her thing in northern Nevada. I wish I had known we could have gotten together. Well, that might not have been good. Robert would have accused me of stuff. And right, Bob? I mean, you trust me around your woman, right, Bobby Hayes?
What?
Bobby Hayes on one of the islands there in beautiful Hawaii. I love you, Bobby, and it's so tough to have a conversation with you when I have my brother over there fighting with Billy Dilly.
We're just touching things. Just touching things.
That's what he does. That's
just touches it, and then he messes the headsets up.
Once again, don't forget that the man is he fought for our country.
So that makes it okay for him to screw with the electronics?
Yes, it does. Much like Bobby Hayes' father, who fought for our country in WW2. Am I wrong or am I right here, Bobby?
No, he was in World War II, in Korea, and in Vietnam.
God bless.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Yeah, this man is, wow. I'll tell you what, medals, so many medals he could barely walk. That's how many medals he had on him.
Poor guy.
He didn't really wear those things around like that.
And 6'3", this man was a lumberer. This man was and in your opinion, would you trade your dad for all of the movie roles in the world?
Would I trade him?
I don't know who asked that. I think that must have been my brother.
No, it was not me, Bobby.
I would not have asked you that question.
This isn't even Drunk Friday.
I know.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Bob, come on, man. You know that wasn't me.
Yeah. I told...
Are you going to trade him, Bobby?
I told Robert Hayes that, because of he and this new fangled take the sulfites out of the wine concept with the wands, that I researched this for about an hour and a half. And I totally planned on picking up a wand or two so I could get the sulfites out of red and go back to drink, because I love a great glass of red wine.
Right.
Great full-bodied red.
Drops. I use the wand, but I think you can only use it basically one time. I don't know. Some people say you can use it for over a couple of times, but
right.
Seems like you use it one time. But with those little bottles, you just you have a couple of drops in it, 3 drops or 5 drops, whatever it says, and then you have another glass. You just pull out your tiny little bottle and you squeeze in a couple more drops. It's just handier.
But the problem here is, after my conversation with you and 90 minutes of research, and I'm looking all over Amazon for, okay, is this the best price? Is that the best? Is this the best one? Oh, this is made in China. I'm not going to buy that one. Then after that 90 minutes, I ended up doing nothing, Robert. Nothing. I didn't buy anything.
Oh, you didn't?
So, no. So here I am stuck with unable, because of the sulfites, to go back to red wine. Yeah.
We're going to have to get it for you.
I would have bought some from Wuhan, because you're not going to get the virus or anything. China.
Not anymore. They got rid of Wuhan.
So after all these years, and you've had several spousal equivalents, as many of us in this room have enjoyed, some more than others. After your lovely lady being gone there in northern Nevada and picking her up at the airport, how fun was that to see that beautiful, smiling, fresh face?
No, wait, what are you talking about? What?
What is he having a what I'm thinking is there's some coital boomerang going on.
Come on,
right?
She just got back.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
And he lives in a lovely place in Hawaii.
Yeah, so we're interrupting his coitus interrupti here.
No, we're at a really nice little restaurant called the Orchid at the Halekulani Hotel.
Yeah.
And right here, looking out over Waikiki. And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the beginners are all out flopping like fish out of water on the boards. It's very funny.
Amateur night.
Yeah.
And a few guys on the outside catching some nice waves. and the sun is out. There are clouds out. It's pretty dead gone nice.
Well, yeah, listen. This phone call is because you are one of our favorite dads. You're one of the good dads. We've talked.
Hey, that's coming up, isn't it?
That would be tomorrow. It's Father's Day weekend. We've talked to our favorite dads, including but not limited to Tony Orlando, the great Ronnie Schell, the ghost of Burt Reynolds, and my buddy from Chicago area, Illinois, Craig Bradley. And you are certainly on the agenda because you, and I've known this man for a number of years, you're a good dad with a talented son. And even if your son wasn't as talented a musician, traveling around with Toto and all the biggest bands, you would still be proud of your son, but not quite as proud. Right, Robert?
I don't think there's anything we could do that would make me be less proud of that boy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, see, I know the feeling with my daughter. I knew what love was the minute I saw that smiling face of my little Alexandra, and my daughter as well. Are you following this? Hey, Bobby, so you're at a restaurant, and it's a beautiful day, as it is usually there in Hawaii. Yeah. What does a movie star named Robert Hayes order off the menu? What is it you are consuming today for lunch?
Well, just a normal, regular lobster Caesar salad, some rare champagne, caviar.
You're a normal guy. You're like anyone else. You put.
Wait a minute. Was it that one? Or was it the burger? It might have been the burger.
Okay. Yeah. Bobby, happy Father's Day, and I'm so glad that you're reacquainted and reanointed with that lovely woman. I know that you missed her. Otherwise, you wouldn't have spent so many hours on the phone with us in a drunken stupor the last 2 Fridays.
Well, we were in a drunken stupor. I don't think Bob was.
Oh, no, he had some vino. Oh, are you kidding? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's no stranger to enjoying a little beautiful red wine.
You know, this is very funny watching there are a couple of girls that paddled out, and they've been out trying to catch some waves.
I love this.
And they are now paddling in, and they are so exhausted. It's just they paddle a couple of strokes and then just lay down on the board like, I can't take it anymore.
Well, you got to understand, Robert, where it comes from, Robert's a surfer, man.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And he's a body surfer. He's a regular surfer. He knows how to surf. So Bob, you're looking at these rookies out there,
right,
and you're kind of going, wow, I can show you a thing or two.
It's amateur night.
Yeah, right?
I could show you a thing or two. Well, maybe not anymore, but I could.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to dig up this interview we had with Bobby Hayes, and it was a gazillion years ago now. But it just so happened, you talk about serendipitousness. I happened to call Bob while he was on a stretcher, and he was
gurney being rolled through the hospital.
I mean, this is a real man. This is a real dad. This is a real father on Father's Day weekend. This man broke his neck doing the aforementioned surfing out there. Broke his neck. He's on a gurney, but yet he answers his stinking phone, and he does it, and he continues the interview with us on the way to the ambulance.
No,
I'm not making this up. I have this in what?
Actors always answer the phone because they think it might be a job.
Yeah, and he had to wear that.
Spielberg. I know it's Spielberg. I know Spielberg's trying to get a hold of you.
He had to wear that halo thing for the longest time. But he comes out of it sort of unscathed, still enjoying his wine and living the life of a movie star and a great guy and a great dad. Happy Father's Day to you, my friend Robert Hayes.
Thank you. And to you, Matt.
Thanks, man.
And to you, Marty.
Yeah, thank you, Bobby. Thank you.
Out there.
You too, man.
There he is.
I love you, man.
Yeah, I love that guy. Enjoy your burger and caviar.
Is either that or was old French fry? I don't know what.
Okay. All right. That's Bobby, man. This man is. You want to meet a movie star? This is the guy.
Well, yeah.
He's approachable. You know, unlike I don't know, a Robert De Niro. This guy ain't this guy ain't a curmudgeon.
Let me tell you something, Matt. Don't talk about me unless you're gonna face me.
He's a sweet guy. You know, I was going to ask him the question, and damn it, I forgot. when Whoopi Goldberg's looks go,
Oh, yeah, he would've loved
does he think that she's finished?
Well, Bobby doesn't know about cerebral humor. He just did one of the funniest movies of all time.
Get out of my behind!
Yeah.
Get out of my vagina!
Yeah, and we attacked this the first hour of the show, but this is true, man. This just came down. I mean, you would think this is a naked farce, but it's not. Babylon B, they couldn't come up with something so ridiculous, but this LGBTQIA crap has just gone on far enough. This very afternoon, the Los Angeles City Council, you won't believe what they did to celebrate Pride. I'm not making this up. I mean, this is craziness, man. The no U-turn signs are now homophobic in Silver Lake, California.
Give it up for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're serious about this, and we're not leftists here, so we can't relate. But Silver Lake, this very woke community, there used to be signs labeled no cruising under those no U-turn signs in the late 1990s, and those signs were directed at deterring supposedly the gay community away from the neighborhood back then,
which is absolutely not true.
I know that's what I think. It just meant no. It just meant no cruising.
Listen. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and all we used to do was cruise Sunset Boulevard back and forth. Now, if a cop sees you go twice, you're getting pulled over.
Yes.
You cannot go and there's no cruising anymore. It was the best. I feel bad for everybody these days because no one is going to have it the way we have it.
Well, Tattoo Dave, there's no fun anymore.
None.
Yeah,
None.
And when we say cruising, it's not the terminology of what they made it into. We're cruising for guys.
I mean, as Martin mentioned in the first hour, we used to cruise Colby in Everett, Washington, and John Albee and I would do that every Saturday night, and it was something we looked forward to.
It was the best.
I'd pull my Trans Am out, man. We all had muscle cars back then. It was like
or our Harleys. We were on our Harleys.
Now,
up and down.
Now, John Albee, he would be drinking beer. I was not a drinker at that time. I didn't have my first taste of alcohol till I was like 20 years old, underage at the Tiki T in the aforementioned Silver Lake area, the world's greatest tiki bar.
Well, Los Feliz is kind of the same thing with that kind of people over there in Los Feliz, which is...
Los Feliz is all the hipsters and all that skinny jeans. And,
but the same thing as what?
Well, it's Silver Lake.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Exactly.
But that's what
But I only wanted to...
But that's what I'm talking about. Are we talking about Silver Lake?
But I just wanted to...
I was just...
Nurse Ratchet, give me back my cigarettes. I just want my cigarettes.
I swear that's what we were talking about with Silver Lake. What the hell is Mark going off on? I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
I don't either.
But the bottom line here, quit messing with things over there, Tattoo Dave.
I'm hearing it, so I'm trying to fix it.
So don't just stop touching things.
Here we go. Don't.
So now we got a Marine who's touching things, and now Tattoo Dave. Can't you just let the show do its thing?
I am supposed to touch things.
No, just stop.
I want to touch things.
Just stop touching.
I'd like to touch things.
All right. Well,
But
I heard the static. I tried to
the LA City Council members got together and they attended this debacle, and they passed this no cruising sign thing where you can't make a U-turn now in Silver Lake, and it is the most ridiculous concept on the planet. Our world has gone effing friggin' nuts, and especially here in L.A.
Yeah, California.
I mean, this is insanity, man.
Yeah.
Trump vice president contender gets a ringing endorsement from Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary, who says this guy gets stuff done. Kevin O'Leary said Governor Doug Burgum would be a terrific running mate for Trump. Yes. The answer is yes.
Kevin O'Leary, is that Mr. Wonderful?
Yes.
Right.
However, I am now leaning, get ready for this. You're not going to believe I'm going to say this. I'm sort of leaning toward Dr. Ben Carson again. Yeah. Why? Because he is not going, he could be the vice president, but this man has no intention to run for president. I think that may be in his favor in Trump's mind. Someone who is not going to run for president.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even that. I don't know if it's a threat thing, but I think he wants a clean slate.
Right, okay.
Whoever will be running, because I'll tell you what, we have on our bench, on the conservative bench, we have some exceptionally talented, smart, young guys who are just ready to become president of the United States. So I don't know. Don't take me at my word. I'm just sort of leaning Ben Carson right now. Shark Tank investor Kevin O'Leary is all in for this man, Doug Burgum. He loves this guy. He said, I've been going to North Dakota for years now. I've seen what he can do with execution skills. His track record is unbelievable in what he's done for the state. He also said, oh, that's a different article. Well, that was it.
All right. Well, Kevin O'Leary is, because I've followed Shark Tank for a long time.
And by the way, he's no righty.
No.
But he's a businessman, and that's why.
I was just going to say.
What came down in New York City and that friggin' farcical trial of Donald Trump, he had enough.
Yeah.
You know, because but all the other land developers and business owners, this can happen to you.
Yep.
And that's what he's saying. And that's why they are leaving New York in the droves. There's 67 droves with the tinted windows.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen those?
Yep.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah. As the folks here in the once great state of California doing the same damn thing. Bill Maher says immigration is going to get Democrats effed on Election Day. Well, let's hope so, because that's what we need for the United States of America.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah. Bill Maher warned that Democrats were headed for an election loss in November if they did not improve their position on immigration. Well, you know, the old bastard is doing his best. You know, any way the wind blows, and he's full of crap. And so we get to a level of, 3,000, and then we stop the board. What is that? What does that mean? It's meaningless.
Right. And I go back to what you said throughout the weeks here is I think somebody will be parachuted in.
Oh, yeah. It's not
I really believe that.
It's not going to be him.
Right.
It's not going to be. I said this a year ago. I saw the degradation of this man's. Forget about skills. This friggin' president has never had a skill.
No.
Except
to be evil and stupid.
And lying out of his friggin' mouth every word he says, and plagiarism beyond belief.
Yeah.
He just plagiarized Ronald Reagan's speech 2 days ago.
Oh, I know.
Unbelievable.
I mean, but it
was unbelievable.
It is believable. It is believable if you know this man at all.
And look at the apple. Look at the apple in his kid. It doesn't fall far. It's the same. They're the same. It's just...
And the whole Hunter thing, of course he's going to get convicted.
According to Bill Maher, a pattern had emerged in Europe that he blamed an unfettered immigration. By reviving Trump's asylum ban, Biden has undermined American values, he said. See, here's the thing, and it's as my buddy John has always said, he's still one of them.
Yeah.
You know, just because Bill Maher says some things that make sense, he's still one of them,
exactly.
and he is a Trump hater. And
boy, it's a roller coaster, man.
Maher says we don't want to be called a racist, so we will not make a move on to immigration. It's going to get them effed on Election Day. Good, because that's the best thing for America. Check out the track record.
Yeah.
What has this president done? One positive thing in his 3.5 friggin' years. How hard can this be?
Well, he raised the price of bacon to...
How hard can this be to figure out? And old Charlemagne the God, this guy's getting on my third nerve.
Well, yeah, I can't stand his name.
He blasts Democrats for failing to talk like real people. The God blasted Democrat leaders during a recent episode of Comedy Central's The Daily Show, saying they are fumbling their message because they sound inauthentic and stiff when addressing voters. You know why? Because they're inauthentic.
Yeah,
That's why they sound that way. The God. He said GOP leaders, including former President Donald Trump, sound more relatable because they speak directly and without equivocation, though he said he abhors the message behind their rhetoric. What message, Charlemagne? If I were interviewing him, I'd say, what message exactly do you not agree with?
Well, he is the God.
What is it you don't agree with?
Yeah.
He said he took Democrats to task, saying they should learn how to talk like real people. What do you mean they should learn? They're saying what is on their minds, and their agenda is socialism. Period.
Done.
Yeah, old Charlemagne says, listen, man, Democrats have a problem. It's not their policies, it's their fundraising. Wrong! It's their policies, a-hole.
Yeah. He's an idiot.
He is an idiot.
Yeah,
of course it's their policies.
Stupid name, too. Change it.
It's not that Joe Biden started buffering at the Juneteenth party. He said, no. The problem they have is their messaging, or to say it plainer, it's how they talk. Nobody wants to hear the normal political voice anymore. What is that? What is the normal? You mean lying?
Yeah. Right. That's the normal.
On the subject of Trump, Charlemagne the God said, he is a guy who knows what he wants. He knows how to get it. The message is terrible, but it's clear.
What message again?
What part of that message is terrible, Charlemagne the God? When he says, build the wall, lock her up, I hate sharks. Did he say, I hate sharks?
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Nice.
No one goes, and I'm quoting Charlemagne because Charlemagne says, and no one goes, I wonder what he means.
Huh.
What? He continued, folks appreciate when someone sounds authentic, even if their ideas are terrible.
You can't sound authentic when you're lying.
Yeah, well,
You just can't.
Therein lies the problem. Right. Charlemagne the God is refusing to endorse President Joe Biden for re-election, saying he was burned for doing it back in 2020. Well, you should have been burned because this guy's an a-hole, Charlemagne the God.
Yeah, we shouldn't be hearing from him.
He says Democrats cowards and Republicans crooks. So he calls Democrats cowards, Republicans crooks. Give me an example. But nobody asks him the real questions. Nobody asks Charlemagne the real questions. You make a statement, then answer the question. What is it about the policies that Trump espouses that you disagree with? It's a pretty easy thing. And then he says, what, lock up the border? Yes.
Yeah.
Lock the border, lock it up, and drill, baby, drill.
Yes, sir.
So we are self-sufficient and don't have to depend on other nations for our oil. Is it that difficult to figure out? But these friggin' lefty save-the-tree idiot sticks are in the way of doing the right thing for American people.
Right.
That's who we should care about.
Hey, man, really quick. I just have really quickly, man. Speaking of this crap, in Santa Monica, there was a guy that did a fireworks display every 4th of July.
Yeah, right.
Big one.
Right.
Shut him down this year because it's bad for the fish and the environment and the land.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
It's a fireworks display. A-holes.
You'd expect that in Santa Monica. Long Beach, they have one every year, and I guess they didn't get their permit in time.
And San Pedro as well.
San Pedro, same thing.
Yep.
See?
Yeah.
So don't tell me that these lefties didn't get together and they said, no fireworks.
Now we can't even celebrate America.
Well, let me tell you, they don't want to celebrate America. They are unpatriotic pieces of crap.
They don't love America.
No, they don't. They don't even like America. We do. We'll be this after back.
I've gone to ground. I'm watching porn in my hotel dressing gown. And now I dream of you, but I still believe there's only enough for one in this lonely hotel suite. The journey's long, and I feel so bad. I'm thinking back to the last day we had. Old fades into the new. Soon I know I'll be back with you. I'm nearly with you. I'm nearly with you. When I'm weak, I draw strength from you. And when you're lost, I know how to change your mood. And when I'm down, you breathe life over me. Even though we're not so far, we have each other's back.
Recognize my voice? You might not, huh? This is the Money Man, Eddie Money, with my good buddy Magic Matt right here. Outlaw Radio. Let me do it again. Are you an outlaw? I'm an outlaw, huh? My probation officer loves me. This is Money Man, my good buddy Matt right here on Outlaw Radio. Stick 'em up, motherfucker.
I miss you. All the good ones are gone. Not all the good ones, but most of the good ones. Like the great Eddie Money, good American, and a good daddy. Have you seen that man's daughter?
How about the hottest celebrity daughter on the planet?
Yeah, I think in the world. Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, Eddie, is he looking down at me saying, "Don't do that to my daughter"?
Because he knew everybody did.
Yeah, we're all looking at your daughter. Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back, my friendlies. Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, on Twitter, and the finest radio stations throughout the country. I believe this is a father figure here on Father's Day weekend. The great Gary, who happens to be the father to both my brother
Marty
and my own self. Dad, happy Father's Day.
Well, right back at you.
Okay. Yeah, I sent him a little note yesterday, and the reason it was an email, and the reason I didn't mention Father's Day in that is because I was planning on doing this today and saying Happy Father's Day. You knew that I didn't forget it was Father's Day weekend, right? In that email.
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
I replied to your email today.
No, I know. I got it.
You got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And so Dad, is it because I know you have some of your instruments in storage, is it because your flutophone is in storage that you can't come over here?
I guess that somebody's going to have to give me some lessons on what is a flutophone.
I know, Dad. Matt said it earlier, and I said, "What the hell's a flutophone?"
Hey, Dad. Here's how I know a flutophone, because in band class, as you know, my dad was nice enough not to want me to get killed in Vietnam, so I was right. I was right on the verge of that. And the draft was still like it was sort of happening. Our hippie Uncle Dick in Dayton, Nevada, he missed it by that much. Are you aware of that, Dad? That Uncle Dick missed the draft by just a day or so?
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, well, Dad didn't want me, his son, to be killed at war. So he said, Matt, this is what you want to do. You want to learn to play an instrument so you can be in the band. He said, you got to be in the band. It's much safer. And so I said, okay, Dad. And so Dad said, okay, what instrument? And he said, I believe he said clarinet. He said, Matt, clarinet, I think, is the best instrument for you. So I go with, in my opinion, the toughest stinking instrument on the planet, the trumpet. That is a son of a bitch of an instrument to learn, because it's all about your embouchure. And, and they weren't selling new embouchures at that time, so you had to develop one on your own. And how do I know the flutophone? We started in band class with a thing called the flutophone.
I thought it was called a recorder.
Which is it's a flutophone, and I could play that okay because it was easy.
Because it was played
But
for
Dad, you were so right, man. That trumpet, that is one son of a bitch to learn, man.
Yeah, it's all about the armature, like you said.
He doesn't have the lips for it.
I was at a backyard, Dad. I was at a backyard party a few years ago, with and Chuck Mangione was there, and real sort of a soft-spoken dude. And I said, Mr. Mangione, I said, any truth to the rumor that you had your embouchure restored? And he just sort of looked at me and turned away, and that was it. That was our conversation.
Well, Dad always told me, you learn the clarinet,
Yeah.
And then from there, you pick up the sax. From there, you pick up the trumpet.
Yeah,
from
of course.
there, you learn.
And being an idiot kid, I'm not listening because I think the trumpet looks cool. So Dad is giving me good advice, and I even had to fake it at recitals because I did learn some notes, but I could never blow that thing correctly. And then what I should have learned, what Dad taught me 2 songs on piano. And damn it, I can't remember for the life, gun to my head, I couldn't play today Blue Suede Shoes or Old Black Magic. But Dad taught me those, and I knew them where I could play those on piano. Dad, you with your skills, you have to teach the people in the universe how to play instruments. You need to get up there on, by the way, YouTube hates us. We hate YouTube. Why? Because we will amass X number of views, and then the next day they will cut the views in half. Now, the question, of course, is, well, if you have that many views, how can the views go away? Because YouTube hates us.
They demonetize us.
But, Dad, because you're not political in any way, shape, or form when it comes to teaching music, I'm telling you,
Professor.
Professor Gary. Yeah. You should use your skills to teach the world to sing and play.
Yeah. Well, when I graduated from high school, I had 3 scholarships to go to college to be a music professor. But I went out on the road with Bobby Darin.
He said, "Screw that! I'm going on the road with Bobby."
Hey, Dad, do you have any? Do you have regrets at all, or are you glad you went? Was that a big no? Instantly, yeah.
No.
Yeah, I thought so. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either.
Because Dad ended up making and being one of the greatest musicians on the planet, ended up making a damn good living and raising us children.
Well, let me put it this way: this is a guy that is a self-made dude who happens to play every instrument, but not just fairly well, incredibly well.
Right.
And has the voice to back it up. Yep. He has sort of that David Clayton Thomas-esque, blood, sweat, and tears thing. Yeah. And so he had all that going for him. However, in order to buy a house, and you don't have a business that you can show your W-2s, and that I got to tell you, Dad, I have been so blown away by the fact that you bought this house as a musician with really no creds except, well, I'm a nightclub performer. How did you pull that off?
Well, I had my 1099s, from being self-employed.
Right.
So that's how I accrued my income.
But it seems like a banker would say, "Oh yeah, showbiz guy, right? A showbiz
up and
guy.
down,
right." I mean, did you get any of that, or was it easy for you?
No, not really. I had great real estate people working for me on it. So
I bet. Hey, Dad, were they fans of yours? They were probably fans of yours.
One of them had never seen me play.
One had never seen you play?
With the rest.
Right.
Yeah. Well, hey, Dad, because of my father, all the time that I spent in the vice principal's office, and it was quite a few times, I was not lambasted by the man. We didn't even talk about the fact that I was a loudmouth in science class, and I had questions the teacher couldn't answer.
Yeah.
So it's simply, Matt, out. So I spent time with the vice president, and all we talked about was the TV shows that I hosted there locally, and you. He said, "Boy, boy,
how's your dad?
You what, your dad is, man, that guy's talented."
When I went to high school, man, he was like,
no, he'd always say, "How in the hell does he play all those instruments at the same time?" So so because of Dad, I didn't get any in trouble, and the vice principal and my PE teacher both told me, he said, "Matt, this high school crap isn't doing anything for you. Now, if you repeat this, I will deny ever saying it to you, but this is doing nothing for you." And so, yeah.
Well, in high school, I felt like a celebrity's child because people were coming up to me, teachers, kids. "Oh, your dad, your dad, your dad."
Mark, you were a celebrity's child.
Well,
Dad,
he still is.
Dad, still is, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
And Matt, bringing up recitals and stuff like that. Dad, the time I was playing trumpet, and I'm sitting on the back row.
Well, hold on. You were playing. So did you learn?
I can play a little bit. I played with Uncle Bob. Uncle Bob was blown away one night my playing.
No kidding. I was never that good.
So I'm sitting in the back row, and Dad, you know where I'm going with this. And my chair. So what happened, Dad?
His chair collapsed under him. And he
fell off the stage, back of the stage, in front of
himself off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, Dad, hold on a second. And maybe I dreamt this. Don't you have a story? Was it when you were playing with Bobby Darin, and you were sick or had the flu, or someone in the band, and it was like a huge cough, but a bunch of loogie type material came out of. Right?
Bunch of phlegm and stuff came out of my nose onto my saxophone, right in front of all the kids.
Was that traveling with Bobby Darin?
Yeah. That was at Division Street Corral in Portland, Oregon.
Did Bobby have something to say to you about that after the performance? No?
He was really polite. He didn't say anything, though.
He was really polite. What was he the cool dude that we all? Yes,
absolutely, yes.
And just
he never. A lot of the other bigger performers that I worked with had to have their shot of whiskey or whatever before they went on. And he never drank or smoked. He did anything like that.
No kidding.
Yeah. He's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he still died. What the hell happened?
Yeah. See, you know,
can't escape.
I mean, Dad, you know, you gotta live your life. If you like,
there you go.
If you like wine, if you like a little bourbon, maybe a cigar,
there you go.
You simply gotta live your life. I mean, you know, you're a youngster compared to the other father figures in my life. With the exception of Tony Orlando, you and Tony are about the same age. And when I was talking to Tony earlier today, I called him my second dad, and I'm thinking, oh God, if Dad's listening, do you think he's going to be pissed?
Why?
Why?
I'm honored.
You're what, Dad?
Honored.
Oh, you're honored?
Yeah.
Oh,
well, he's honored. You're his number one, Dad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Huh? See that? Yeah. I've never considered Ronnie Schell my father, but I will tell you that my dad and I have both sort of ripped certain lines from Ronnie over the years, and one of the classics, and the last time, and you know, we don't talk to Dad too often, but it's a Father's Day weekend. Last time I talked to Dad on the show, I forgot to mention that Ronnie's classic line was, what is it about time?
Where does all the time come from?
Yeah, where does all the time come from? And that is a classic Ronnie. Okay, one question for you. Well, more of a statement, and I want to know if you agree. Dad, when Whoopi Goldberg's looks finally go, I think she's finished. What do you think?
Get out of my behind. Get out of my vagina. Get out.
Yeah. Wait.
Guess what? That day is here.
That day is here. Hey,
Dad knows.
Hey, Dad.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Dad. Thank you for being my dad. Thank you for doing the right thing. Thank you for teaching me well.
Love you, Pop.
Thank you for teaching me the most important thing that any father can teach their son or their daughter, and that is 2 words: common sense, which is not so common anymore.
Oh, exactly. You got it.
Okay, hey, Dad, I'd love to get your ass over here. Bring a flute and a clarinet and a sax and play a ditty or two. Would you do that? Would you think about it?
I'll sure consider that. Yes.
He'll consider it. See, he'll never commit. Never commit.
Oh
to it.
no.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. All right, my friends, that's my dad.
Happy Father's Day, Gary.
Okay, well, and happy Father's Day to both of you also.
All right.
Thank you, Dad. Love you.
I love you, Dad. Love you.
Love you too.
Give my best to my mom over there too.
You bet.
Okay. Happy Father's Day, Mom. All right, we'll be this after back on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio.
return to Outlaw Radio's Demons of Decadence.
Well, just talk to Daddy. My brother Mart and my own self,
Marty,
father, Father's Day weekend. The great Gary Shearer, the world's greatest musician.
He's like my second dad.
He's like your second dad, Tattoo Dave. Yeah, he's a lot like my first dad.
I'm adopting.
Yeah. God bless Gary, man. Greatest. And God, from my heart, God bless all the fathers out there and those with fathers that you adore.
Yeah.
Love you dearly.
Amen.
Yeah. And I'm not talking about the nasty ones who beat their kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Those aren't very good.
Yeah, no, screw them.
Not very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, couldn't leave it alone.
No.
Couldn't stay with the sincerity of saying Happy Father's Day and love you, fathers. No.
We hate
because there are nasty bastards out there.
Well, yeah, nasty mothers also.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mother's Day. Oh boy.
Okay, see, that's going to come back and haunt you because
I didn't know.
It doesn't matter.
I'm referring to anyone.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
I'm talking about.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I know what you were talking about.
I meant women.
I know that.
In general.
Oh, so you're a female hater?
No.
Speaking of females, Goldie Hawn is never without security after L.A. home. They were burglarized. When I say they, she and her spousal equivalent, the great Kurt Russell, burglarized twice in 4 months.
What?
We may leave L.A. over terrible crime. Well, yeah.
Goodbye. Go.
Yes.
Well, they own a ranch somewhere else also.
Oh, my God.
They own it's not a ranch.
They own a house anywhere they want.
They own a house in a very prestigious bighorn up in Palm Springs.
Hey, man, I love these two. I love them both. But she suggested that she and her hubby are now living 131 miles outside of L.A. in Palm Desert.
Yep.
And by the way, I love it out there, man.
That's great.
Yeah.
You should see this
Confessing
place.
they finally feel safe there after years of dealing with terrible Los Angeles. Yeah, I wonder if the cops are able to do their job out there in the Palm Springs area. You know, something tells me that all the are you a homo? Are you a homo? Are you a homeowner or do you rent?
Allowed U-turn signs.
All the gay brethren out there, I bet they want to be protected by the cops.
Well,
I bet in Palm Springs they don't hate the cops no matter what side of the aisle you're on. I bet.
I bet you're right.
Yeah. 3 injured after gunfire erupts on rapper Little Baby's music video set. And the question that must be asked is, who is Little Baby?
I have no idea.
Okay. And before we go, I want to play this Mr. Rogers cut because this is classic. This is classic Mr. Rogers. And this is when, here in the United States of America, kids learned a little something about values, right and wrong, black and white, and, solidifying who we are, and what we can't become simply because one day we feel as though we would like to be another gender. Hit it.
Boys are boys from the beginning. If you were born a boy, you stay a boy. Girls are girls right from the start. If you were born a girl, you stay a girl and grow up to be a lady. Only girls can be the mommies. Only boys can be the daddy.
Wow.
Wow. How old was that?
That is Fred Rogers.
I just saw that the other day.
That is Fred Rogers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's the big question. How on earth can what you just heard be in any way, shape, or form controversial?
Right.
No.
Right.
But today, what you just heard is massively controversial.
Yeah.
From Fred Rogers simply saying, if you're a boy, you're a boy, you're a girl.
And this is what, 50 years ago?
Oh, this is a lot of years ago, and it's just simply, and everyone accepted it. Why? Because it's the truth. And that's the only problem I have with all this. I like the truth. That's all. Yeah. And if you want to identify as something, do it on your own time, but don't expect us to call you his, her, she, sham, them, da. That's your problem. Thank you for being here on Father's Day weekend. My thanks to Tattoo Dave.
Thank you.
Our own Billy Dilly, real Marine, my brother Marty. Yeah. And Mark C.G. Boyer, who had to leave for a little conclave with a family. They're probably knowing him, they're going to see a really bad movie. Right?
Yeah, it's animated, of course. It's for the kid.
Oh, good. Oh, okay.
Sleep through the whole thing.
Oh, so it's for a child?
Yeah, his sister's son.
All right. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, he's a good uncle, I hope.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Yeah.
Creepy.
Yeah. I saw him in a van with one window.
Oh, no.
He is a little creepy.
And thanks to all the everyone who had on.
God bless him. Thanks to Tony Orlando. Thanks to Ronnie Schell. Thanks to Craig Bradley. Thanks to Barry Williams wanted to be with us. He's watching a play right now, and so otherwise he would have been on with us. Greg Brady. Mom and Dad, love you dearly.
Robert Hayes.
And Robert Hayes.
Bobby.
I'll continue to be Magic Matt.
Sweet, sweet,